Okay, welcome everybody. We are here to talk about let's find your health, right? Did you guys all see that the thing that I shared in the group questionnaire that was on there? The what is your health customer guide? Yes, there you go, girl. That's Tanya. Okay, see, one of the very first calls that we ever did on this was talking about how yes, Success Club is amazing, and because of the package that we're giving somebody, because it's the total package, right? But not everybody needs a total package at the moment that we're first talking to them, and sometimes we kind of lose that. And the thing is, it's like a lot of us here, yes, rank and Success Club and all that stuff is really good, but a lot of us here are to earn an income to help our families. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that is what our thing. And so this formula that was created, this was created by Milan, which I don't know if you guys remember that one of our first calls I talked to you about who Milan was. She's like the first coach ever in the network, right? And it's all about creating this 500 PV model. Being a 500 PV emerald, being a diamond strong, so it's not so much as about rank. I mean, like I said, rank is important, success is important, but to create that 500 PV model, to be a strong 500 PV emerald, you actually can earn more income that way than just going straight to diamond on the normal way, whereas diamond is 8 coaches, 4 on each side, and then there's 2 emeralds. You can actually earn more money as a 500 PV strong emerald than a normal diamond. And so one of the things that can be a really big hang up is how to really, because we get taught, you know what I mean? Like we're taught, challenge groups, challenge packs, challenges. And so that's what we lead with. And then sometimes when somebody is not ready for that, like maybe they're a gym goer and they don't need the workouts, and they need nutrition, or maybe nutrition's already on point, they just need the workouts. Sometimes we just don't know what questions to ask to really meet the customer where they're at, right? To meet them where they're going to be at, where they're at in their journey, not what we want them to get for our goals. And so this is this health, what is your healthy plan, is like a good way to use as you're asking people questions, like to figure out, do they need nutrition? Do they need fitness? Do they just need support? Like what can we provide for them to get what they need? And then eventually, if we're getting them results with whatever it is, whether it's just Shakeology or just the workouts or whatever, if we're giving them results, we're giving them tools to see results, more than likely they're going to want to try something else. More than likely that trust that we keep talking about, that we want to build amongst people, is going to grow and grow and grow. A lot of times the trust that we're trying to do, we try to build that so much in those conversations that the conversations just keep going and going and going, talking about that trust with them, versus they came to you and asked you what you wanted, versus, you know what I mean? Like they came to you and said, yes, I want to join this challenge group, but whatever. So anyways, so what I wanted to go over is go over this health plan, and let's figure out how we can actually use this when we're talking to people. Are you IG storing?
Look, the last time somebody took a picture of me, I was like, so I'm like making sure.
You guys, that's awesome. What are you guys' thoughts on this? What's your healthy plan? I'm just gonna share the screen just in case, and then we can let everybody share the screen. All right, so just in case nobody had seen it or they didn't print it out and was smart like Tanya, here it is. Okay, so this is what's your healthy plan? So basically it's like you're creating things to create. My phone is blowing up. Hold on, let me just make sure it's not a coach, and I think it's just, yeah, okay. It was family. Wasn't say, because the thing is, when we're talking to them, we want to find out, some of the questions that I was writing down was basically is when you're talking to somebody and they like said, yes, I want to join, or I want more information. Like, how is your health? Like, it's a simple question, you know what I mean? But that's going to really help you figure out which track you're going to be able to, you know, check off for them, to figure out what the solution is for them. Like, we're here to provide a solution for their problem, not for them to help us meet a goal, right? Like, we're here to help provide a solution for them. So it's like, you know, ask the questions like, how is your health? What are your challenges? If you could change one thing in the next 90 days, what would that be, and how would your life be different? Like, these are questions to really get them thinking. And then, you know, just simple, like, how are you feeling now? And so once they start answering that question, it's like, you know, do they need nutrition? Do they need fitness? Do they just need support? Like, you know what I mean? So I think, like, using, like, here, it says if they just need support, you know, like, find out if they just need interaction with the group, or maybe they want to get on the app, you know, maybe they need one-on-one support, like, just trying to figure out what that person needs. And then once you're looking at this, you know what I mean, you say, okay, so let's say they just need nutrition. They want something quick, right? Like, they just, let me give you, this will probably be a better example. I'm talking to this lady right now, and she's like, I really cannot work out because she was in a car accident. And so she's going to physical therapy. So she can't do anything strenuous, but she does want to lose fat around her arms. And I'm like, well, you can't spot train fat. That would be awesome if we could spot train fat, but we can't, right? And she can't do any physically strenuous things. So then I started talking to her about her nutrition. And I was like, you know, do you want something that's going to, like, last long? Or do you want just like a 3-day kickstart? Because she was saying that she was doing those green smoothies, the green smoothie diet or whatever. And like that 10-day green smoothie diet, when you follow it to the T, all the food that you need for it, and, you know, the stuff was like, for $10 was $200. And this is her buying stuff at Walmart. I'm like, well, that's a lot of money for Walmart for food. You know? I'm like, you know, I can see, like, if she went to Whole Foods, or, you know, but that's only for 10 days worth of food, including the smoothies. And I believe with those smoothies, you have like two or three of them a day, right? So, you know, so we started talking, and so we're in the midst of getting her just to get the fixed portion control, because she's going to get her portion containers, she's going to get some meal plans, and then I'm also going to talk to her about, like, maybe even trying out, you know, the 14-day thing, or getting the Fix8 cookbook. But, like, I'm meeting her where she's at, not like, well, you know what, you should really just get Beachbody On Demand because eventually you're going to work out. You know what do you see what I'm saying here? It's like, she told me that what she needs is really support on her nutrition. So I actually was using this. I was like, okay, you know, so you want to get back on track? It's something that you want to stick with for a long time. She just bought a new house, so she's not wanting to spend an extraordinary amount of money. And she already spent $200 on this other plan for 10 days. And, you know, like, and I'm like, just thinking, like, cost effective and whatever. And like I said, she can't work out. So do you see how that you could, like, by this, it's like I'm being able to provide something for her that she could use. And then eventually I provide the service, I provide the solution, I give her the support. And then, you know what, maybe in a month or two when she gets cleared with her physical therapy, we might go and move on to Beachbody On Demand. Or maybe after, you know, talking more, being a part of the group, she'll be interested in adding Shakeology now after she gets settled more into her house. But at least I'm getting her started on something. And guess what? That 21-day fixed portion control does bring in volume, which is what we need to generate more income for ourselves, right? And it's not just depending on just an all-access challenge pack. And then if they say, no, they don't want the whole shebang, and then we just move on. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Talks, concerns? This makes no sense. T, why are you wasting our time?
Food.
Anybody?
I like it.
I think it's awesome. There's a lot of stuff that we can offer for different things. So,
So check this out. I'm gonna show. I didn't forgot to share this, but let me share this 500 PV menu. So check this out. Did it come up?
Yeah.
It did.
It's a little low, but
I don't know. Here, let me stop the share altogether and I'll do it again. Screen share. Okay, is that better?
yes.
You guys see that better? Okay, so this is really cool because this I'll definitely be sure putting this in the group, but it kind of tells you like what your 500 plus PV menu, like what are the things that we have to offer to people and what the volume that's going to be associated with it, you know, like, so you have that, the last thing where it's like kind of like your formula to help them find their health plan. And then these are different things that you can help them, you know, add in for whatever it is, you know, so you have like, you know, activate if they just need some more vitamins or the reset or, you know, so these, like Jessica said, we have so many different things that we can offer them outside of just a challenge pack to help meet them where they are at. And they're going to appreciate that so much more than us just trying to push this all access challenge pack, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. That is the complete and ultimate solution for, you know, and the best deal, especially, you know, right now with the 160, but not everybody is ready for that or thinks that they need that at this moment. But if they see us that we're trying hard to meet them and give them a solution, that's going to give us way more of that credibility and trust than us going back and forth and asking them about, hey, how you doing, girl? How's your daughter doing? And did you have fun at that Disneyland trip? You know what I mean? Like, those are still good because they're conversation starters. But this is going to build that credibility and that trust and that relationship way better, way faster than the hey girls and just, you know, Facebook stalking them and just saying, hey, what you doing? How you doing? How you doing, girl? You have a good day? Oh, thanks for clicking on my picture. You know, which those are not, I'm not saying we don't do that. I mean, we still do that because there's a good ways to get the conversation started again. But this is, I feel like this is just really a good way. And I really want to make sure that we have a good understanding, any questions, so that not only once we figure out this solution, like a good way, a good system, which I think this PDF or whatever is such a great way to, you know, just check off when you're talking to somebody, you know what I mean? That we're teaching our new coaches to do that. Because this is, to me, it's a lot easier, you know what I mean, to help new coaches get some great wins and small wins right away if they get them, you know, on the 20-day fixed portion control, or, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, we get the smaller wins, and the smaller wins end up being bigger wins, and everybody starts seeing results in their business, and our customers start seeing results in their journey. So, does anybody have any questions on this or the 500 PV model, or any suggestions? Or
so if someone said that I'm looking to lose 60 pounds, where would you start at with this? Would you start with the nutrition? I mean, how would you go to that person and say, okay, you want to lose 60 pounds, but then how do you work this into that conversation?
Well,
is my question.
Yeah, what I would do, the same as, yeah, okay, I want to lose 60 pounds. One of two questions. Huh?
No, I was about to say, because it's such a blanket, it'd be like, okay, which way you want to go?
Exactly. So to me, I think I would be first and foremost, is like, start figuring out why they want to lose that 60 pounds. Like, why is that 60 pounds, that number, important? Did a doctor tell them they need that because of their health or their nutrition, or do they want to know where they're at? And then also asking them, what is their biggest challenge when it comes to their journey? Because a lot of times it's not going to be their first attempt when they start talking to us, right? I don't think I've ever talked to anybody, this is their first time they ever tried to start getting healthy, and find out what was their biggest challenge. And if they say, well, you know, I can eat good, I like my vegetables, Shannon, you know, but I just cannot find a workout. I just don't have a workout that I can never find that I like, or don't have time to go to the gym, or it's too cold, or, you know, I had one day go, you know, I want to work out, but by the time I get home and get the kids home and then have to go outside in the cold, I just don't want to do it. I'm like, I have a perfect solution for you. You know, you can work out at home. So that's what I would really do. I mean, think if somebody is like, you start, hey, they say, I want to lose this much weight, or I want to fit in this. I think one of the very first questions would be like, so what is your biggest challenge in hitting that goal? And I think if we can find out what that person's biggest challenge is, then you definitely know which way you want to go on this this healthy plan is like, okay, if somebody says, or I just, I need the support. I need somebody to be there.
One of the questions I like to ask is, what have you tried before to lose weight? And like going to the gym and they don't have an accountability partner, and that's where I throw in the Shakeology, because they've never tried it, or they're low energy, or they get too tired. That's like a great point for the Shakeology.
Yeah, definitely. And then like another thing, like somebody who is a gym goer, I was talking to another coach and she's like, well, everybody likes to go to the gym. I'm like, well, does everybody have a good pre-workout drink? Like that's, I mean,
or do they get results from the gym? Like,
well, it's even funny because like I've actually talked to people like, I like to go to the gym. I'm like, because I just know Lee. I've seen Lee like work out at the gym with them. Like, that's great. You could go to the gym, but do you really know what you're doing at the gym? Like, you can, because you can get to the gym, and because I know I've done it. You run on a treadmill looking like a hamster on a wheel, and then you sit up there, and then you go pick up the weights, and you're like, okay, but did you do anything effective? So that's basically the woman I was talking to, and I'm still trying to like talk to her. It's like, that's the thing that I take from, the workout programs, is that you have a trainer there that helps you, guide you, because you can take it to the gym, set it up, work out in a room. I'm saying, I think people do it all the time. Just because you go to the gym don't mean you can't use it at the gym. And you can work out anytime you want, and you don't have to schedule to run one of those classes, because usually the best classes are during the day. They are. They have the best classes during the day, and by the time you get off from work, you get the most crappiest workout classes.
Well, and so you said that because I just saw somebody post, and I wrote it down because I was going to go reach out to her. She's like, she was 5 minutes late to her 55-minute cardio kickboxing class, and they told her she couldn't start. And
it's full.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she was too late. She couldn't start because it was after the 5 minutes or whatever. And I'm like, we don't have that problem at home. But what I'm saying, we do know that we can do all this stuff, but a lot of people are not ready to hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not ready. But if we're like, oh, that's great. You have a plan. Do you ever feel like you need more energy during that workout? You're going to the gym. Do you have a great meal plan? I always ask, are you currently following a meal plan right now? Well, no, I'm just trying to eat healthy. I'm like, awesome. What does your typical day of eating look like? And they're like, well, I go to McDonald's, and I get this breakfast burrito, and then, so I'm like, well, and sometimes they're some of them I can't even say no, because they're eating good. You know what I mean? So then I try to dig down a little deeper of like, okay, so if you're going to the gym and you're saying you're eating this, but you've been doing this for how long? And then also finding out how long they've been doing it. I had one, they go, it's been 8 days. I can tell you what I do. I don't go to the gym and I don't do this, but you definitely want to let that go more than 8 days, right? So it's really that conversation. But like I said, a lot of people who are gym goers and they just love going to the gym, like my mom, no matter what, this woman, she's my biggest supporter, but she would never do a home workout because she likes going to the gym because he gets to talk to people, and so, but we do have even if they're stuck in that gym mindset, that is their prerogative. We have supplements for them to help them get their workout started. Instead of drinking Gatorade or Powerade or any of that other junk, we have Hydrate for their long workouts. We have something to help them post-workout, and we have something to go to sleep. I swear that recharge, if I wasn't doing intermittent fasting, which I'm probably going to stop trying because I keep failing, that's better than wine at nighttime. I'm like, by the time I finish it, I'm like, ooh, I need to go to sleep. So, but that's the thing. It's like we have to, even though we're so passionate about why we do what we do, we know that they're probably not doing exactly and just, on the treadmill for so long, we got to meet them where they're at. And this formula is a good way to be like, okay, this is what they need.
Well, no, I was agreeing, but I was going to say the same thing. Is it's giving people those baby steps to not having that fear of jumping head first and then going, oh crap, it didn't work, so it doesn't work. By giving them those baby steps to do it, and seeing it, I think it helps. I mean, and the irony is all the classes, Tanya, like you were saying, that people are late for, that they miss, those are all our classes. Those are all our classes. When you look at it, it's like PIO, Insanity, P90X. I mean, I used to tell you that when Shailene came out with Turbo Kickboxing, we used to have to pay $1. We had to pay an extra $1 at our gym for every class we wanted to go to just to reserve a spot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's, when you put it in that context, it's a way for them to be like, oh, you missed it? Well, it's good because you can always get it at home if you miss that workout. So it's a way to kind of flip it and say, okay, well, it sucks when you miss those days, but at least you can push play with your favorite trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another way to spin it for the gym goers. But for those taking those baby steps of, I need to tackle my nutrition. I mean, I've had, a challenger who is in every challenge, shows up every day, but she flat out tells me every time, I fail at the food because I love food too much, and I'm still not ready to make that compromise to change some of her eating habits. And so that's why she knows. But it took me 6 months to get her into a challenge group, but it's taken her, so I mean, slowly and surely she's getting there. But I think this system is going to work better because it's not so selly, it's how can we help? Instead of feeling like a salesperson, well, I'm here to help because that's what we are, that's what we do, that's what we're here for. So by, like you were saying, okay, you go to the gym, let's use Energize or Recovery, or, let's use our Hydrate. Do you have any of that stuff? Or the people who are like, I'm not ready to go to the gym, but I need something to help get there. Well, great. We've got all these great programs that will do it, and an accountability group. So you feel like you're at the gym, and stuff like that. I think that's, a good thing. I think this way is a good.
And a lot of people too, I have been talking to some women that I've noticed, it's like they need one or the other to start. You know what I mean? Like they have been making so many bad choices in their life that going full force on both the workout and the eating and, you know what I mean? Like that would just, they're so far on this side that it too much would overwhelm them. So it's like, well, let's just figure out your food first, or let's just figure out, get your love of working out first. Like, let's just get them started, whether it's in a challenge pack or a 21-day fixed portion or the 3-day reset, or, I did a call. I think I did a call. Or I know I put up a cheat sheet of like it's like the short version of the ultimate reset with the different alkalize and stuff like that, like just different things, and that system is cheaper for 30 days to do than Shakeology right away, but it's the one way to clean out and get their gut all, set up. And so it's just like, we have so many solutions. And the one thing too that I was thinking when Sam was talking was, I used to make it like it was a requirement, like you had to be a challenge pack or it had to be Shakeology, whatever, to join my challenge group. And now I'm just going to be making my, our sisters who say, if you purchase something, you know what I mean? Like if you got 14 days or if you, whatever you did that you started your journey, you're going to get in there. Because first of all, the ladies in that group are freaking amazing. And I know that anybody gets in there, they're just like, even if they're not posting a lot, they're sending me messages going, I love this group because I just love how everybody, is doing stuff. So that's just another solution. You know what I mean? Maybe they just need the tracker for right now. But it's like I said, it's all about us meeting them there. And so like I honestly think like one of the first questions when you're talking to somebody is, what is your biggest challenge? And that is going to help you figure out how to go onto this PDF. Where do you go? We're going to go for, and then think about it. If you're doing this and you're asking the questions like, why is it not coming up? There you go. You're kind of like marking off, checking off these things as you're, asking the questions or saying, what they need. You might come down that they end up needing the total package, but at least you're, as you're asking the questions, they say, what's your biggest challenge? Okay, food. Talk to them about food. What is your biggest challenge with food? Is it not knowing what to eat, not having time to cook? I know a lot of moms think they don't have time to cook because their kids are in every single activity, which believe me, I know, or they're single moms. I'm a part-time single mom, so like I get that. But this morning before everything started, I put my chicken in the crock pot for 10 hours and now we all had chicken. I don't know if you saw my IG stories, but my tortilla shells were like that big. They were so cute. Those street tacos. But you know, so it's just like, it is still coming down having those conversations. But at least I think with this guide, this customer guide, I think it's easy for us to figure out our questions without really needing to have scripts. You know, like if you can see that, I mean, you guys let me know by seeing that, is that you kind of intuitive, like, okay, so we put this as a system in place that we're training ourselves, and then we train our coaches as they do this, that their very first question to somebody when they say that they're interested in joining a challenge group is to ask them, what is your biggest challenge? And I think if we start off with that question, then that will help us figure out where to go in this guide. Does that sound like something that's doable? Do I need more water?
Absolutely.
I'm just wondering. Sorry, it's been a long
That's what
day.
I need. I need my wine.
It's been a long, I know it's only Tuesday, but it's been a long day since I picked up the kids. It's always nice when you get called to stay after class for your son because he threw a football in somebody's face.
Oh, no.
Because he didn't like the way they were playing. Nobody can ever deny he's not a Meadows. Just saying.
Truthfully, they should have caught the ball, in my opinion. I mean,
right?
they're going to
like,
throw it.
like,
Catch
why do they even have a ball? They're not. I don't understand.
Right.
But
Don't do that.
it's a good thing he's cute because those people love him. I'm like sitting there going, "Are you serious?" And you know what? Wow. Okay, this is totally sidebar. Totally
The teacher
sidebar.
means
As Kaysen's teachers are telling me what's going on, he turns around, looks at me, and goes, "Mommy, when we get home, can I have a daily sunshine?" They're like, "What's daily sunshine?" I'm like, "Well, let me tell you." I'm like, oh, that kid. So I think, like, honestly, going back to this, I think, like, one of the, like, the first questions that, you know, we can start doing, and we can even teach our own coaches, you know, so the thing about this is, like, not only us being able to use this customer guide, but to help our coaches use this customer guide, our new coaches, because it doesn't work if it's only us that's doing it, right? Like, this whole PV and generating volume and generating success and generating, so the thing about it is that coaches don't leave if they feel like they're a part of a community and if they're making some sort of income, like they're seeing something out of all of their effort, because we all work our asses off, you know, and so we need, you know, and so training topics so attract us that much when we're working on something like this versus rank and, you know, recognition. We're focusing on trying to get people solutions, because the more people we have solutions, the more people we can Instagram story and share their before and afters and get people excited about it, right? And then we produce volume, we produce results, we produce people who are in our challenge groups, like Jessica, you know, like they're seeing this and they're seeing results, and we can say, hey, you're doing awesome. You're a great leader in this group. Would you think about wanting to do what I do? So it's like this whole circle, you know, it's just like this whole circle. And so I think it's like, you seriously, I'm going to write this as like, you know, the first question you're going to ask is, what is your biggest challenge? Well, I guess that's not your first question. The first question is like, what is your goal? Right? Like, what is your health and fitness goal? Sorry, I'm writing this down.
How is your health?
And then once they give us that answer and say, okay, what is your biggest challenge to achieve? Oh, I hate this pen. Sorry, guys.
You say, what is your biggest challenge?
What is your biggest challenge to achieve this goal? Whatever their goal is, they told you. Like the first thing, you know, say, hey, I'm interested, I want to join, or can you give me more info? Like, yeah, great, but, you know, can you tell me? And that's always been my first question for years, is like, yeah, I'd love to give you more info, but I would like to know more about what your health and fitness goal is, so that I can, you know, share the right tool, right? And then the next question would be like, okay, so at this moment, you know, what is your biggest challenge to achieve that goal? And then I think from there, we would, you come back over here to this customer guide and they say, my eating or my fitness, or I have no support. And then if you get people like me, they'll give you a thumbs up when you ask them a question. Still don't get the thumbs up. I'm like, I asked you a question, yo.
Yeah.
If they
yeah.
feel like, yeah, so they're like, well, I'm not sure all of it. It's like, okay, so then we can start formulating questions to the point like, okay, so what do you feel is maybe we might have to guide them into figuring out what that is. Like, so would you feel that it's easier for you to stick to a workout plan or to stick to a meal plan? Or do you feel like you can do that, but you just don't have any support? Because sometimes some people are just not as forthcoming with what they need, or you think about it, you know what I mean? Like self-realization of what they need. And so we have these 3 categories that like they don't come back with a novel of what their issues are, what their problems are. They'd be like, thumbs up. It's like, well, that's great. So would you say that, following a meal plan, is hard, or being consistent with your workouts, or, whatever. So you just start funneling those questions. Like, I don't know, do you guys feel like that is like something intuitive, or does it need to be a little bit more written out or drawn out for, yourself or your team or whatever? Like, what do you think, Shannon? Like, do you think that's pretty intuitive? Like, here, start off this conversation with this and follow this guide and go figure out what that person needs.
Are we looking for something to put together for like newer coaches? Is that kind of what?
For everybody. I think this is something for everybody, because even as being a coach, I am, what do they call it, first generation coach. I was a coach before challenge groups and Success Club points. I still have been stuck in Success Club points. You know what I mean? And not trying to meet people. So I think it's just something that's simple that yourself can follow and that you can share with people on your team. Because we have 8 people on this team. There's a whole bunch of other people that we definitely, can use ourselves and share that with other people. And this is not about, business building or adding to your team. This is about getting people the solution, because eventually the other stuff.
Well, I guess for me, maybe when I first started, it's been so long, I always obviously lead with a challenge pack. And I lead with a challenge pack because it really is the best option, right? Like it covers everything. But coaching now for a few years, I talk to my customers, like that's, and I guess I like this because it outlines a way to start a conversation. But I think we just need to talk to our people. We don't need to immediately go to one thing or another. So I spend a lot of my initial discussion with people talking about them and their kids and what does your life look like, and what's going on. And I think really getting to know them before I even start presenting them options.
Well, my thing is, like, I get like trying to form people, but I feel like if you're doing a call to action post that says, this is what's happening in my challenge group, who wants to be a part of it, and they say me, they're not coming to you to be your best friend in the beginning. They're coming to you for a solution. So I don't
mean form. I guess I should be a little bit more specific. I don't mean form. I only form people that I'm reaching out to.
Yeah.
If somebody reaches out to me, though, I just try to get to know exactly where they are in the fitness journey. So it's, okay, great. So you want to join December's group? Like, let's talk. What do you want is normally like what I ask them. Mm-hmm. What do you want out of this? What is the point? And I have them tell me, and then I go from there. But it's a series of just questions, and my questions are going to depend on exactly what they tell me, so it does really depend on the person, but it's getting to know where they are, just like you said. And we have so many different avenues, for different people. Like I was talking to one person today, and she's a business owner in Tucson, and she works 14 to 16 hours a day. And she's like, some days I don't eat breakfast until 3 p.m. Like I can't, my days are different every single day. I am not going to guarantee I can get a workout in. I am lucky to be able to eat when I'm supposed to eat. So immediately my brain sort of starts thinking, okay, so a challenge group probably isn't the best bet for her because she's not going to be able to commit, right? It's not in her wheelhouse. So I start thinking, what's easy? Okay, clean week. Clean week is, so then I start thinking and I talk to her, well, do you think that you can spare maybe 2 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday and prep your food? Because the clean week meal plan, I don't know if you guys have done it or shared it, but I have. I've done it for a couple weeks. The meals are easy. It is nothing that takes a long time. So I'm like, well, here's an option. Clean week comes with 5 days of shakes. It comes with a meal plan. There's 30-minute workouts if you want to attempt them. If not, no big deal. Then we start talking even more. She starts telling me about how crazy her schedule is, right? And I was like, honestly, here's the deal. Your body is completely confused. It doesn't know when it's eating. It doesn't know what it's going to eat when it does get food. Your metabolism is probably so jacked that like your body is just totally thrown off. So then I'm like, you need Shakeology, girl. Like, you are nutrient deficient. Your body's probably in starvation mode. If anything, get the shake in once a day. Like, at least you're fueling your body with the nutrients that it needs. You know that you're getting the vitamins that you need, the prebiotics, the probiotics, and it doesn't take any more time. If anything, it's taking you less time than running to a drive-through at 3 p.m. when you...
Oh, she froze. Should I take a picture of her like that?
We're all smiling and she's
I think she froze. Okay, everybody smile to the picture. Okay.
It's so bogus, T.
So Shannon, if you see yourself, you see your stuck face?
Huh?
Do you see your stuck face?
No, it totally shut down too. Like
you're like, okay, now it came off, but you're like, everybody smiled and you're like this when I took a picture.
Oh, hold on, I'm scrolling. What am I doing?
I'll send it to you, and I am. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Such a horrible person, but it made me laugh.
Is it like Facebook Live, how it always freezes you at the worst possible
I just sent it to you. I sent you a picture, if you can see it.
I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, my phone just totally like, it blocked me out of everything. Oh, I can't. That's so little. I'm like, I'm not wearing any contacts.
So, but no, and that's true. But it is true. It's like, I think as I've been doing it for a long time, we kind of know how to like, it's like dancing. You know what I mean? Like, you can follow the person. But I think sometimes I even get stuck when I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, and they say, tell me something. I'm like, what? So I think it'd be cool to be like, okay, go back to the simple thing, you know, like, okay, your health and fitness goals. What is your challenge? And I think like having a new coach saying, okay, when they say they want to come to you, ask them, you know, they say, yes, I want more information. Give them this, you know, and then start asking them, you know, good check off, like, you don't want them to be robots. We don't want to create scripts because that's the problem. That's what everybody's complaining about right now, right? Is because everybody is just copying and pasting the same thing over and over and over again, and then people like call everybody out. But I think just having like a checklist like this guide, starting off with these 2 questions, you know, and I will give our new coaches, our new team members confidence that they know how to, where to direct them, you know? It's kind of like on the social team builder when you had like that litmus test thing, you know what I mean? Like that, like, if this happened, then do this. And if this happened, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But I mean, that's only going to work. Yeah. That's only going to work for some people, right? Like my brain works great in that kind of chart. It doesn't work for everyone. I'm guessing.
Really, Heather?
Her shape. Yes, you can.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I mean, I feel really. When I saw this, I was like, oh my God, I need to figure out how we can teach this, right? Like, because I feel like we can do this. New people can do this. This is something that should be a part of some sort of training. And I think by keeping it as simple as possible, like, hey, start this 2 questions and then follow this guide to match somebody with what they need. I don't know. I thought that's
a good idea.
Your
just
water
a little like a map to navigate where to go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like a map to, get your healthy customer guide. There's no more water. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get him some water. Please talk amongst yourselves. What you think? Am I crazy? I don't know. Where you going,
Hi, guys.
It gets all quiet. Nobody talks.
Where are you at, Shannon? Where do you live?
In Tucson.
I'm sorry?
In Tucson.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Where are you?
I'm in Albuquerque.
Oh, okay. Go.
I'm going to a wedding in Las Cruces in March.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's nearby.
Who's going to La Cruz?
I am in March for a wedding.
Very cool.
As you know.
Las Cruces is beautiful. I love it.
I think Corey has a storage facility somewhere in New Mexico. I need to ask him. If it's where you're at, come see you, Jessica.
I know. Come say hi.
Yeah, I know it's somewhere in New Mexico. I just don't know where. So I feel really good about this. I don't know. Jam came on. Hey, Jam. I see Jam's iPad. Sam, Erica, what do you think? I'd love to hear other.
I like the chart, the flow chart, because I never know what to say to anyone.
So I think like something like this, starting to invite people, because the pictures you posted in our group, was that earlier this week, are amazing what you've done, like from the beginning to now.
Yeah.
Like that's a really good, because that's the thing, people want to see what you have accomplished, right? And you've done amazing. You have been on it. Other than that, like that short time when you were sick, you've never not showed up, which is amazing, right? So like sharing that and posting that, and then now you kind of feel a little bit more confident with like this, like what's your goal? Okay, what's your challenge? And then kind of going off that chart to figure out where you can put them. Now, if they need nutrition, support, and fitness, you go to a challenge pack. Like that's what you do. But if they're already at one set, then you have your other options.
I think my problem with people are they'll like my posts or they may ask a question, but then they're like, okay, thank you, bye. And I don't
But
know.
they'll be back.
Same thing.
They'll still be watching you.
Yep.
So do they actually say thank you, bye, or do they just completely ignore you?
They just ignore, I'll message them after they ask a question and there will be no response. They just ignore me. It's not even.
And I would say you go back and go follow up with them. Hey, I know that you said that you were interested last week. We're gearing up for the next group. I'd love to continue our chat and just want to know what your health and fitness goal is. Go again until they absolutely say completely no or goodbye. You know what I mean? Like then I would continue to follow up with them. Like there was a post in the group and she was like, it's a group with Beachbody coaches, so the person who was following up with her wasn't the Beachbody coach, but she was like, they came, week after week after week after week, and finally she just decided, oh yeah, I do need to buy that, because a lot of times they may ignore you, not because it's you, but because like I know sometimes I'll have like a text message and I won't respond back to it for like a week because I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta send her a response back or whatever, especially if you text message me. I'm like the worst at text message. I will completely forget. My dad would be like, are you alive? I'm like, oh shit, sorry dad. Yeah, everything's good. When you're coming, because things happen. You get caught up, especially when you're your mom, you're homeschool. It's like things just happen, and then you kind of forget. So until if somebody says they actually commented on your post, they were interested, until they say, leave me the hell alone, keep sending them a message, and just be like, hey, you said you were interested. Hey, you said you're into. I have a list of people. I just sent like 3 follow-ups from people that were interested in August. Hey, remember we talked about it? I just went through that group. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know it takes a lot of time, but that's why it's good at tracking, you know what I mean? So that you can remember to follow up with them. But yeah. Definitely, unless they actually say, okay, bye-bye, then I would continue to follow up with them.
Okay.
And now
Even when they're like, I have a lot of gym friends, and they're very adamant about not home workouts.
yes.
So I'll ask about Shakeology. I'm not very good at explaining Shakeology, though.
Well,
I
the
know
first,
it's.
Oh, I have a really good training. Hold on. I posted it in my team page today. It's Shay Stanford. You know,
yeah,
Shay.
yeah.
She's a holistic nutritionist. This training is about 40 minutes long. I watched it today, and I've watched things that she does before, and I love how she explains Shakeology because she's smart and she gets it. And on this training, she is on fire about Shakeology. Like, I meant to share it with you, Teresa. I meant to share it earlier, and I forgot.
Post it in the main Team Motivate page, please.
Team Motivate.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. And then this would be a really good thing for you to watch, Erica. I mean, anybody. I've been a coach for 3.5 years, and I still loved watching it because it's a lot to remember. What we do is a lot to remember. Here, let me find this.
Yeah. And the other thing I was going to say is, like, first and foremost, before you start explaining what it is and how it works, you want to share why you drink it. You know, I mean, it's always, that is always the most important that people really care about is like, why are you drinking it and what has it done for you? You know, like one of my biggest things for me is it helps me go poop. Like I've had a whole life of problems with that until I started drinking that 8 years ago, you know, and so, and when I don't drink it for a few days, I feel it, you know, so it's like that's going to be way more important to somebody then it has maca in it or it has ingredients in it. You know what I mean? Because they don't know what that is. Like they could pretend like there's very select few that understand every ingredient, how they works, right? But they're going to understand that it makes you full, that it tastes good, that it gives you energy, that it makes you poop, that it helps you not be bloated. You know, like, so watch the training so that you can be well versed in it if you get those people who do question the nutrition part of it, but have written down, like I have my little copy and paste so that when somebody asks me, I can just kind of copy and paste it because the reason I drink Shakeology is never going to change. This is why I drink it, you know? And so I just like a quick copy and paste and I just say, you know, Shakeology is my, you know, my what is it? My non-negotiable meal of the day because of this and this and this and that or whatever, you know? So always lead first with why you were drinking it or why it's great for you. And then if they start asking questions, then you can watch the trainings or get more training on it of like what the ingredients are. The Shakeology podcast is a really good also to resource to learn about why it was made, how it was made, what's in it, what it can do, can do and stuff like that. But always make sure that you know why you are drinking it so you can share that first. And also, too, sharing why you drink it on your actual news feed is going to be helpful, too.
Okay.
That's that.
Except don't post cheesy selfies with your Shakeology shaker and say why you love it.
No, just post cheesy selfies
Disclaimer.
with wine. Yeah,
you don't even want to mention the word Shakeology in the post, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't want to mention Shakeology. You don't want to post a picture of the actual workout or anything like that because, and I heard a couple people say it and it makes a lot of sense because I know that's what I do. As soon as somebody tells me a name or I'm drinking this, I go straight to Google.
Go look it up.
And I go look it up. And you post the picture. I've even like, in some of my pictures, I have like hid because I don't have any cool cups. All my cups are Shakeology cups. So I've actually like went on the picture and like erased the actual word of Shakeology in there, you know, when I'm posting the picture if I have it. So it's not on there because it is true. People see that. One of the first things people are going to do is go to Google and you don't know what's going to come up first. You know what I mean? Like
you don't have to actually use your Shakeology cups. You have your wine glasses. Seriously, they're the best. Use your wine glasses more often.
That is so true.
Pour it. I usually put my Shakeology in a pint glass.
Yeah, just put it in a glass. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your cup. It could just be in I got more likes off of using my wine glass than anything.
Well, there you go. That's a good one. I have lots of good. I'm being smart today where I'm using the small wine glass because it's only Tuesday. So this is the small.
Boo. Just kidding.
I'm like, after I say that, I realize this is being recorded. And it's going on YouTube.
We just know how to have fun while we have our meeting.
How we do. Ooh, there you go. Ching, ching.
I want to go get mine.
I know. Go get yours, Jessica. So I think, like I said, I really think this is a really good way for us who may have not, like, I know I'm going to start like kind of refreshing myself because I just feel if I can get to these questions in a more systematic way, not spend time. Well, another reason that I bring this up is like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a business coach, right? I hired somebody to help me with the business side. And she basically laid into me a couple weeks ago going, this person said, I want to lose weight, and you're over here talking about her shoulder. Like, why are you doing that? Because, like, I screenshotted my messages. I'm like, why am I not closing? Like, I get all these people who are commenting and they're interested. And she's like, okay, screen me some messages where it stopped or whatever. And she was like, what? First of all, she goes, you sound like you are not from, you don't speak English. Pay attention to how you write. I'm like, okay. And she's like, and why they said, yes, I'm ready to talk. And then you're like, oh, how's your shoulder doing? Or how's your kids doing? And she's like, that's not what they're here for. They said they want to talk about this or they're ready for this. And you're over here trying to be their best friend. Not yet. Like, that's not what they came to your page for or whatever. So that me learning that is why I'm trying to share that with you guys. Like, it is great to find out about them. But I think if I am having this problem where I get stuck trying to be, their friend versus being their coach, being a friend and being a coach are two different things, especially in the beginning. And yes, you develop that friendship, but being a coach and being a friend are two different things. And especially, am I boring you?
No, I don't feel so good.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm so not feeling good.
Oh, man. Okay. So we'll wrap this up. We got 3 minutes before, because I want to go an hour. Jam, we haven't heard from you. Jam is here. We missed you, Jam. We missed you. How you doing, girl?
The wine. What kind of wine is it?
Really good wine, and I feel so much better today. Now, what's up, Jam?
Because it sounds like the alcohol content is
I don't know. What is it? It's only 15.
You said me?
What's up, Jam? What do you think about all this?
Oh, nothing much. Just taking it all in, as far as everything.
Very cool. I know you're really.
But I mean, it all sounds good.
Okay.
I've been on a struggle bus. Like, I'm trying to get everything back, myself on track and everything else on track.
Awesome. Well, I think I want something simple that we can use. I'm going to use, our coaches can use, that we can share, and to help people who may have been on it but need to get back on track. I want something that they can get back on track on. So do you guys have anything else? We are, by the way, announcement, we are not starting the sneak peek tomorrow. We're not doing it this week. We might do like a live 1 hour one sometime in the near future, like a live biz op, like we invite people to come to listen to a couple stories and tell them about Beachbody. We had planned to do a 3-day one that was going to start tomorrow. It's not working out. We really don't have a lot of people in there or invited a lot of people, and it just doesn't feel right. And to me, I just don't feel like we need, just because it's on the schedule, I don't feel like we need to force something that it's not going to happen, right? You know what I mean? So like I said, we might be doing, something else. We definitely always want to do some sort of biz op in the month, whether it's a 3-day one or an hour one or something. but not going to happen. So just an announcement for that. Another announcement, because Thursday is coming and we all know I do my Thursday shout out. Something that I'm going to be changing in the shout out. I'm just going to see how this works. The shout outs have been going from, I've been doing it off of personal volume, right? The PV. And if you guys are going to be a part of the, that's another thing we didn't talk about. We got, just real quick, the Road to Obsession that we're starting, we will be kind of going over like how to find your PV, how to track your PV in your back office, because that's one way to earn points in the Road to Obsession. But I was going off of just the personal volume columns in the sponsorship drill down. Never really realized that there is customer volume columns in there. So the customer volume would really more indicate the people that you're helping and the people that you continue to help, right? Because that is just including the customers that are ordering from you, not just what you were ordering. So I'm going to try it out this one and see what names pop up, if it changes, if it doesn't change, what it does. Because the thing is, like, I want to reward the people who are helping the people, right? And that's who I want to reward, and I want to give shout outs to every week. So just that's another announcement. If anybody's watching it now, if that makes complete no sense to you, you definitely want to be a part of Road to Obsession, because we're going to help and go over that stuff. And that stuff will be recorded as well, so we can have it as a training. But we're going to go over that, because that is going to be part. How we have it set up is that like every 50 PV, and we're going to make it like every 50 PV, like customer sale that you do, a customer PV, you will get a point. And everybody's putting money into a pot, and the people with the 3 top people that earn the points will get a third of the pot, right? So we will be going over that. There's no way that you can tell us how many volume points that you're earning if you don't know how to look at that. So that will be part of a training. So I'm hoping that, my vision of this Road to Obsessions, we're going to get some good training out of that, some good videos out of that, and just get some really awesome results out of that, because results sell. They sell, they let people know these work, you know what I mean? And it gives us something to share. So those are the 2 announcements that I had. Does anybody have any announcements, questions, or are we ready to peace out? We do need to get a picture. I'm going to pour another one because, I only had a little bit left. And this time we're going to announce everybody not announce everybody. I'm going to go on IG stories and everybody's going to smile, right? Ready? Smile. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. I love you, ladies. Thank you all for joining. Again, does anybody have any questions, anything you want to bring up before we say bye-bye?
Good.
Let's just celebrate and kill kids today. Celebrate that.
Woohoo! Yes.
Tanya,
Nobody
please
died.
go feel better. I hope you feel better, babe. I really hope you feel better. It sucks being sick. Go get a hot toddy. I heard those are really good.
You're on mute, Tanya. You're on mute.
You're on mute, baby.
This is when your brain stops working. Sorry.
No, it is later for you.
I'm about to go put a kid to bed.
Good night.
I'm hoping one's
Good night.
bed. So, okay, good night. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.